Why, hello there, everyone. How's it going? It's a college basketball algorithm update for Thursday, Veterans Day, November 11th, 2021. Let's quickly glance at yesterday. Pretty good day, as to be expected from the college basketball algorithm. 17 and 2 with no home bump, with a 20% home bump, which is about as high as I'd like to put it. It's a 16 and 3 day with Idaho blowing this game in overtime. I did the video last night about Idaho when they were up by 10. They ended up blowing it in overtime, but they did cover their 7.5 points at least, so that was nice. But as we kind of work on this early in the season, we've got a concoction of last year's and this year's standings and statistics. So this is going to be a mess for a few weeks, and you can't trust it as much as we can start trusting a little bit later in the season. But anyway, that's the caveat for today. Let's talk about today's games. So let's start out at a 0% home bump first. And I like to look at it this way at the beginning because it's helpful to kind of show you where there might be some games that you might be able to play on, and just the comparisons of the teams. If you weren't thinking about whether or not they were home away, what would that comparison be? So you've got, looks like 12 games that we have odds for today on the schedule. And there are a few away teams that pop up here only because there's no home bump assigned to the game. That's Cal State Fullerton, Vermont, and Merrimack. Also, the only place you're going to see any reasonable lines, it looks like one underdog line on Vermont there. Everything else is a favored line, which means that, yes, the algorithm is in the wild, and the odds makers are definitely using it to kind of see it drop down like this in order. So anywhere from, let's call it a 15% home bump today. Let's see how that would work. That still leaves Cal State Fullerton to win this game on the road, but extremely close. It's tempting me to want to take San Jose. I mean, look at what happens there with a 20% home bump. Is every single home team wins today at a 20% home bump, and that can happen. I don't want to say it won't. It's very possible. And that San Jose line is 205, and you can get them plus 5.5. We have projected scores that are touchy right now for some reasons I mentioned yesterday, and it's just going to be a mess in the beginning. There isn't too much we can do about it. So that San Jose State plus 5 is a reasonable pick, given that we actually have them winning this game by projected score, and that's regardless of whatever the home bump is. We still have the score won't change. San Jose State is sorry, where is that game? Is it this game here? 70. Did the score change? Uh-oh. San Jose State beats Cal State Fullerton. No, sorry. The scores do change depending on the home bump. I'm sorry. See, there's a lot of work still going on here. I'm still talking as we go. So actually there's not a lot of clarity here on any games. As a matter of fact, all the lines look terrible. It looks like, is that a plus 130 for NGIT over Merrimack? That's okay. That margin's 10% at a 15% home bump. We go back to the 0% home bump. In theory, basically, what you'd want to see is you'd want to see any home teams on here when there's a 0% bump. Those are great picks. Those means that empirically the home team's the better team anyway, regardless of whether or not they are home. Problem is, none of those lines are at all bettable. There's a minus 357 on South Dakota and a minus 222 for Cal State Fullerton, but they are away. So it's just an awful day. You're just close. It's just not a good day. It's not a big slate. We need one of these slates with like 70, 80 games where you can really pick off some underdogs. So it's not a good day. I almost don't see anything I want to play. I went to Vermont. I mean, I'd like to bet them plus 6, but they're on the road at Northern Iowa, and the margin is just too low because you're probably going to have results like this, which puts Vermont losing this game by, look at that, by 6. So I'm sorry I'm doing a video telling you guys there's no picks today, but it's a very, very rough schedule early on this season. So I don't know if our health numbers are good either, because I'm not sure the composition of the injuries based on how many of these players were here last year or not, working on all of that. So we're in process. It's super early, and that's kind of just what I have to do here in the video update. if you do one thing in college basketball on Thursday, I mean, a parlay with like these home teams here, it's not a bad idea. There's no spread on the NGIT Merrimack game. I don't know. It's just a really tough day, guys. Sorry. Really tough day. Not a lot to choose from, but we'll be back tomorrow with more videos. And thank you for supporting and subscribing for the day. And I've put a link to the file in the description. All right. Good luck. May all your picks be winning.